So head, okay, towards the top left hand corner, but we want to push it back a bit because the leg comes out more. So this leg, the right side of the leg in front, goes out here. So head will be back a bit, okay. So make sure you have enough sort of space for the tail, so you could bring it down a little bit, okay. So my head, I'll start around here, okay. So I'll do one line first, okay, to show the angle of the head first. Okay, so if I put my eyes here, okay, it's to give me an idea, a sense of volume. Bump on the other side. And now I'm gonna do nose. I'm adding a slight tinge of water. So now I'm gonna start to do a bit of shading on the head to create the horse's shape. So think about the shape of your horse, of the head. So I'm going to start my cheek up here, so just below the eye. Okay, come up like so. So the horse's head, the main feature will be the cheek, okay, and then the front of the mouth. So here I'll put a line, like, or dab like this to create that shape of the front lips. So I'm going to make it slightly dry, so I'm going to scrape a bit of excess out and then gently, sort of lightly touching the page, okay, creating these nice dry strokes. I'm going to do that around the bottom part of the eye, okay. So I'm thinking about the neck at the moment. Adding a slight tinge of water at the tip of the brush. So it's pretty much like a straight line going on an angle like this. So you could exaggerate the length of the neck, okay, because this one slightly foreshortened, so the neck doesn't seem to be as long, but we could cheat that. Okay, so I just put 2 lines to create the head and the neck. That is. So think about where it's going to join. Yes. So here my body or the chest will start to come out on this side. So around here. Adding a tinge of water. So wrapping around all the way to the chest a bit. So I like to make sure I don't cover this. You want to keep a bit of light to show that's the top part of the chest. So I overdid it a bit on this area. Well, that's alright. So here I'm going to add a bit of ink to make it sharper. So anything which to me around the neck and shoulder, those I tend to like to add a bit of water to make it a bit more softer. But once it gets to the legs, I want to make it sharper so it doesn't bleed too much and the shape can be maintained. So remember the circle, inside the circle the line goes like this first, that's the front, and then it goes back a bit, okay? And this is where the elbow of the horse starts, comes to the front. And 2 dots for the joint. So the reason why I left this area white is because I want to give a bit of reflection of the muscle. So I'll go down first. So see how the bottom of the cheek of the horse, straight underneath that, that's where the knee, the bend of this leg is, okay? So emphasize on the joint, okay? Sorry? Yeah. And then come, so look at the angle, okay, of where the hoo is for this left leg. Goes like that. So you can also compare the hooves to that joint. So it's around here. Next is, I'm gonna put a bit of emphasis of this and then joining up to this part here. So next, you could now fill up this side. So put a line on top, okay, that's to show you the formation, okay, of the leg and shining spot, and filling it up slightly to show a bit more of the muscle. So adding a tinge of water, okay, just to at the tip. Now I'm going to focus on this side, okay. So adding another tinge of water. So this is the chest on the other side. Leg. So think about in relation to the other knee. And this part and this part. So here, this leg is meant to be hiding this one a bit more, but because of how I put it, it's probably showing too much, so I have to fill this part in. So all I'm doing is just adding a bit of water each time to make it lighter, so it's because it's on the other side. Darker ones in the front, lighter ones at the back. So emphasize on the joint a bit more. So because you have a bit of water, it will bleed a bit. So you have to be careful. So focus on all the points which has a bit more bulge, like here in the muscle where it starts. You could start there. So a bit of a bulge, see? And connect. And here I'm gonna create my hooves touching. Okay. So keep the hooves small, okay? This one I'll add a tinge of water and the belly of the brush into ink and water, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the belly. So I have to be careful. If I do it too long, okay, I'm not able to fit. I think my tail is going to go out, but I want to make sure at the very least get my bum into the picture. So notice this dip of the spine, okay? So it comes in and then goes up and around. So this is where my hip will start. So follow that flow. So find that bend, okay, coming down from the hip. So it's pretty much in front of this joint here. Okay. And find this bend here. And once you've found that sort of hip, okay, you follow through, creating this bending. This should be the ankle bit. Come up and come down. So make sure you squeeze it in, okay, don't let it go out too much. So see this joint, it should be just above the bum and out slightly, okay. Using just lines, you could form your silhouette, okay, a bit more. So because of the grass, we can't see the bottom part of the hoof, so I'm just going to make this up. So look at this side, okay, and look at this one, because this one's touching the ground, so this one you have to think about touching the ground as well. So it's on the same sort of angle. So now I'm gonna have my brush fully submerged into ink and water a bit, and the tip of the brush I'm gonna have a bit of ink. So I'm now going to create the belly of the horse. So if there's lots of water, it's going to bleed, so you have to be careful. Okay, try that out, okay, so not too bad. So it's a pretty skinny horse, so I'm to put a bit more of a belly. It looks slightly better. So make sure the belly goes all the way around to the chest, to this shoulder. Can you see that? So I'm making my bum slightly bigger, so it covers, okay. Okay, now the other side of the leg. Adding a bit of water only and scraping excess. Then another quick way of this, put your brush in a bit of water and then use your napkin and then get rid of the excess ink. And then add a bit of water again. So it should be quite light. Now this one here, you have to think about that, okay, so the tail starts pretty much here. And then the leg starts around this area here. Okay, so just do this bend first and stop it there. And next stroke is like this, just one. So it has that nice bending look to it. So this one you probably don't have to do too much, okay? Just to give a hint that's there. Okay. Once you've checked everything, you feel it's all good, you can do a bit of like shading here and there if you want. You know, a bit of shading here. You know, give it a bit more shadow, okay? If your horse is too dark, don't do this part, okay? So next I'm gonna squeeze all the ink and water out of my brush because I'm gonna do the hair. So the hair you want to go fully submerged into the ink only and allow your brush to separate like this. So press and twist and it'll separate like this. And just slowly add some hair to the horse. Okay, so the tail. So tails, you could think about how it twists, okay? See that? Like this. And then twisting this way. So it has to be dry. And there's your horse painting. So looking at my horse, I'm now checking to see where I could make things look better. So here I'll see how that there's a bit of a cut. I have to bump this one up a bit. Okay. Emphasize a few more things, and that's pretty much it.